suddenly panics on the deck. The tenant next door has been thrown into the sea. She can hardly believe her own eyes. She turns around and sees on the partition a bloody handprint. She realizes something terrible has happened. She quickly contacts the yacht butler. The staff soon rush over after hearing the news. They ask her what happened, but after hearing it was the tenant in cabin 10 next door, the captain immediately cuts her off.
There was never a guest staying in here, Miss Blacklock. This cabin was always empty. The guest who was supposed to be in it cancelled 2 days ago.
The woman gets a chill down her spine instantly. She goes to the balcony to check, unwilling to believe, yet there is no trace at all on the partition. Meanwhile, the captain receives the investigation result. No missing person is found on the yacht. To avoid disturbing the guest's rest, the staff immediately call off the search. The woman starts to doubt herself. Could all this just be her imagination? The female lead, Laura, is an investigative journalist. She suffers severe trauma after witnessing her informant being murdered. One day she receives a special invitation. A wealthy, terminally ill woman holds a charity cruise. She invites Laura to cover the event as an accompanying journalist, hoping to get over her trauma soon. Laura takes this seemingly glamorous job, unaware she is about to step into a terrifying abyss. Later, Laura takes a shuttle boat, arriving at the $150 million yacht. As soon as she boards the yacht, the butler asks her to take off her shoes. For private yachts like this, to keep clean and protect the deck, special slippers are always required. It is Laura's first time attending such an event. She naturally does not know the rules. To make things more awkward, she runs into her ex-boyfriend Morgan on board. He works as a photographer, in charge of shooting on the yacht. They exchange a few polite greetings. Laura heads to her cabin to rest. Her outfit upsets a woman nearby.
Why is she in jeans? I feel like there was a dress code, no?
Clearly all guests on board are wealthy and powerful. Only Laura looks like a stranger out of place. After the staff arranges everyone's accommodation, the yacht named Aurora sets sail officially. Laura stands on the balcony watching the land drift away, filled with expectation and unease. Later, the wealthy woman's husband Richard comes to the lounge, raises champagne to welcome everyone warmly. He explains his wife Annie cannot meet everyone due to poor health. He hopes everyone rests early after dinner and celebrates with Annie tomorrow. That night, Laura changes into an elegant dress for the banquet. She runs into Morgan hitting on a woman in the corridor. To avoid awkwardness, she hides in cabin 10 next door in a hurry. A blonde woman walks out after taking a shower, stares at Laura in surprise, then puts on her hat and goes back to the bathroom. Realizing she has intruded rudely, Laura apologizes and leaves quickly. She arrives at the dinner party. Everyone looks surprised to see her dressed up. Compared to her casual look in the daytime, this outfit seems overly deliberate. She still cannot fit into upper-class etiquette. Then the butlers serve exquisite dinner. From the plating and portion size, the food is clearly made by a Michelin 3-star chef. While everyone enjoys the dinner happily, a woman walks up to Laura, asks her to meet Annie after the meal. On the way, the woman introduces herself as the security chief. She has worked here for less than a year. She leads Laura to a study, asking her to wait for a moment. Soon the wealthy woman Annie walks in. Though cancer has taken her long hair, she still stays elegant and wise, and far more approachable than Laura expected. Annie says she has always admired Laura. That is why she specially invites her for the coverage. Suddenly Annie starts coughing violently. Laura immediately asks her if she needs a doctor. Annie says she has stopped all treatment. After calming down a little, she sighs with emotion.
One day I just couldn't anymore. It becomes too consuming being a patient. Without all the drugs, you can really feel it. Time escaping you.
Then Annie hands Laura a letter, asking for her opinion on the banquet speech. Laura reads it and is shocked to find Annie plans to donate all her fortune to help people who cannot afford medical bills. Laura admires Annie's broad mind, promises to revise the speech carefully. They agree to continue the discussion here tomorrow. Laura returns to her cabin. In the middle of the night, she is woken up by noise next door, then hears something falling into the sea. She rushes to the balcony and looks out. A figure floats vaguely on the sea. Shocked, she notices on the partition a bright red bloody handprint. Realizing something terrible is wrong, Laura contacts the yacht butler at once. The staff immediately launch emergency procedures. The captain orders crew members to search around the yacht, then finds Laura with the security chief, asking her about what happened. After hearing the person fell from cabin 10, both look shocked. They report the matter to the boss Richard. Everyone goes into cabin 10 together, yet there is no sign of anyone staying. Laura describes seeing a blonde woman vividly. The captain cuts her off at once. The guest of this cabin canceled the trip temporarily. Laura gets a chill down her spine. She goes to the balcony in disbelief to check. Strangely, the bloody handprint on the partition is gone. Meanwhile, the captain gets the investigation result. No guest is missing on the yacht. Not wanting to disturb their rest, everyone ignores Laura's explanation and ends the emergency search immediately. Is all this real or just her imagination? Laura spends the whole night in doubt. The next day, she insists on finding Richard, asking to meet all the crew members. She thinks all passengers are accounted for. The person she saw might be a crew member. Richard thinks her guess makes sense and agrees to her request readily. When all crew gather on the deck, Laura checks carefully but finds no sign of the blonde woman. This deepens her doubts even more. Remembering her appointment with Annie last night, she puts the matter aside for now, heads straight to Annie's study to continue discussing the banquet speech. But Annie says she feels unwell. She just took medicine and needs to rest. She apologizes and leaves the study. It seems last night's incident has made her misunderstand Laura. Helpless Laura turns to her ex-boyfriend Morgan, pouring out her inner confusion. He says he has been filming since boarding. Laura suddenly thinks of something, snatches Morgan's laptop, trying to find clues of the blonde woman from his photos. Luckily, she soon spots the woman in one photo, confirming what she saw is real. Laura takes the laptop to find Richard.
Woman in cabin 10. Agatha!
Yet everyone tells her the photo was taken at another party months ago. None of them know this woman. The yacht doctor guesses Laura is having hallucinations due to trauma. To help her relax her tense nerves, Richard arranges a spa for her. No one expects. Weird things happen again. While Laura showers after the spa, she spots a figure passing outside the room. She wipes the glass and looks closely. A big warning mark is written on the door. Laura leaves the bathroom without finishing showering, asking the waiter who just passed by. The waiter says he saw no one. Helpless, she goes to the control room, hoping to check corridor surveillance footage. The butler tells her to let guests relax completely. All surveillance cameras are turned off after boarding. Laura has to go back to her cabin to finish showering. She notices a strand of hair on the floor. An idea comes to her mind at once. Nervously, she climbs onto the balcony, planning to climb over the partition to the next cabin. The rough sea below makes her dizzy, but Laura holds back her fear, climbs over step by step. She first opens the bathroom floor drain. Finding nothing, she checks the sink. Luck favors her persistence. She finally finds a strand of hair inside. This proves everything is not her imagination. Laura tells Morgan about it. Morgan persuades her not to speak out for now, to call the police after getting off the yacht. All guests on board are wealthy and powerful. Annoying them now will lead to terrible consequences. Laura thinks he is right. She returns to her cabin, hides the hair and waits to see what happens. That night the wealthy enjoy fine food, but Laura has no appetite. Thinking someone might have been killed on the yacht, she feels extremely worried. She makes up her mind to find out the truth. On the third day after boarding, most guests take small boats to watch whales. Laura sneaks to the lower deck, asking crew members if they recognize the woman in the photo, and asks them a question.
How easy would it be to smuggle someone on board without the crew seeing?
I really don't think the owners would be happy for us to be talking to you about that.
Laura has to give up. As she heads back upstairs, she runs into the doctor passing by. He asks why she went to the crew area. Laura lies she was just curious to look around, and brushes it off. When she returns to her cabin, she finds the room has been cleaned by the waiter. She hurries to the bathroom and checks the sink. Luckily, the hair is still there. Hiding it here is still risky. She decides to carry it in her coat. Then Laura spots a cufflink on the floor, picks it up and finds it is not hers. She puts it into the bag with the hair. Soon the whale-watching guests return to the yacht. Laura goes to the deck, accidentally sees Morgan flirting with a beautiful woman. The woman notices Laura watching, and leaves with Morgan at once. Laura feels upset, but does not think much of it. Unaware danger is approaching quietly. Suddenly someone pushes her hard from behind. Laura falls into the swimming pool below unprepared. She struggles to take off her heavy coat. Meanwhile, the person closes the top baffle. She cannot push it open no matter how hard she tries. In this critical moment, she finds a window at the bottom of the pool. Realizing it might connect to a guest cabin, she slaps the window constantly.
Oh my God!
After Laura is rescued, no one believes she was pushed. No one else was on the deck at that time. Then Laura notices by chance the doctor is missing a button on his cuff. She realizes something terrible immediately.
Wait, where's my stuff?
What stuff?
Where's my stuff? My stuff, the clothes I was wearing, my coat.
Your clothes were taken to the laundry room.
Laura rushes to the laundry room in panic, finds her coat inside, but the bag with hair is gone. Someone has taken it away. Laura has no way to deal with it. She returns to her cabin depressed. She meets Morgan again in the corridor. Morgan offers to comfort her, but Laura feels disgusted. Only Morgan knew about the hair. Morgan admits he told others to defend her. Laura is completely speechless. She never knows. Things have gone far beyond her control. Laura is clearly the victim, yet the wealthy guests all blame her for overreacting. Laura feels completely isolated and helpless, afraid more accidents will happen at night. She sits on the bed worried until late night. Suddenly, someone knocks on the door. She picks up a wine bottle and walks to the door. Looking through the peephole, she sees a hooded stranger passing by. Laura opens the door and follows. She really does not learn a lesson. She follows the stranger wandering around, finally reaching the yacht equipment room. All lights suddenly go out. When the lights come back, Laura is shocked to see the blonde woman she has been searching for, standing right in front of her.
Who are you? I saw you drown.
No, you didn't. Look, you've seen me now. I'm alive. Now just drop this. I warned you.
You read the message in the mirror. Why did you push me in the pool?
That wasn't me.
Okay, well, what about the hair? Who took the hair out?
Stop, Jacket. He'll kill you. You need
Who are you talking?
During the argument, Laura pushes the woman accidentally. Her hat and wig fall off together. Laura is shocked to find the woman is actually Annie. She stares at Annie in disbelief, then gets knocked unconscious by Annie. When Laura wakes up, she finds herself locked in a storage room. She sorts out all the clues she saw on the yacht. Soon comes to an unbelievable conclusion. Just then Annie comes again. Laura states her guess directly.
It was Anne who went overboard, wasn't it? And you've been pretending to be her ever since.
The imposter does not know Annie has stopped medication and forgot their appointment to talk again. Having no choice, the woman confesses everything to Laura. After learning his woman's will, Richard uses facial recognition software to find a woman who looks exactly like Annie online. He invites her to a party, offers her generous pay to act in a play with him. He sneaks her onto the yacht, arranges her in cabin 10. They agreed she only needs to pretend to be Annie for one day, to meet the lawyer and sign the will. But plans never go as expected. That night Richard tries to harass the imposter and is caught by real Annie by chance.
Who are you? What is she?
You're crazy. Calm down.
You're completely crazy.
During the struggle, Richard accidentally kills Annie. He drags her body to the balcony without hesitation and throws her into the sea. After noticing the handprint he left on the partition, he wipes it off with a towel quickly, packs his things and leaves the cabin. The whole truth finally comes out. The imposter is full of regret. She only wanted to earn more money to raise her daughter. Never thought things would turn out like this. She is not an evil person. Laura decides to win her over.
What's your name?
Carrie.
Hey, Carrie, listen to me. Will you listen to me, Carrie? You really think that he's going to let you walk away after you sign those contracts? You have seen him kill someone. He's not going to leave a loose end lying around. We have to work together.
Fearing Richard's power and influence, Carly finally closes the cabin door and goes back to her room. She accidentally overhears Richard and the doctor plotting. After finding Laura missing, Richard orders the doctor to find and get rid of her at all costs, but the doctor hesitates. Everything is outside their original plan. They originally planned after Carly signs the will pretending to be Annie, to kill real Annie with excessive medicine. Now the doctor wants to quit halfway. Richard threatens him if he disobeys. He will expose all his past crimes and send him to prison for life. Under Richard's threat and temptation, the doctor has no choice but to agree. Carly realizes Laura is right. Richard could kill his own wife. He will never let her go easily. In the middle of the night after Richard falls asleep, Carly secretly finds Laura, tells her everything she heard, says the yacht will dock soon. She will open the cabin door, leaving the rest to Laura. Laura tells her to delay signing the will. She will come back for her after escaping. Soon the yacht arrives at the destination. Laura climbs out carefully, while guests board the shuttle boat to leave. She sneaks into Annie's study, finds the banquet speech from the drawer, rushes to the control room, picks up the phone to call the police. Suddenly someone walks in from the door.
Thank God we found you. Everyone's been so worried.
Seeing the man holding a syringe, Laura steps back in panic. As she walks out to the deck, she sees the captain walking towards her. Laura turns and runs at once. The two men chase her all over the yacht. As a weak woman, she is no match for two strong men. Soon they corner her in the corridor. Laura tries to push past the captain, but is held tight in his arms. The doctor walks forward, preparing to finish her off. At this critical moment, Morgan arrives just in time and pulls the doctor away. He noticed Laura missing when boarding the shuttle boat, so he comes back to look for her. No one expects. Morgan gets injected with the syringe on the neck during the fight. Knowing he is dying, he holds the doctor back with his last strength, buying Laura a chance to escape. Laura is stunned. She runs to the balcony blindly and jumps into the sea. The sea temperature is nearly 0 degrees. Almost no one can survive, so the doctor gives up chasing her. Luckily, the yacht is not far from the shore. Driven by strong will to live, Laura survives narrowly. Even more luckily, she finds a small house on the shore. She can make fire to warm herself and finds some dry clothes to change into. On the other side, after waiting a long time, with no sign of Laura, Carly has no choice but to sign the will, leaving all property to Richard. Soon Laura arrives at the event base. She runs straight into the security chief. When he tries to call his men, Laura steps forward quickly, tells him the whole truth to make him believe her. She hands over Annie's banquet speech.
This is insane.
What if I can prove it?
The banquet is held as scheduled. With the security chief's help, Laura mixes into the crowd quietly. Seeing Richard speaking confidently on stage, she walks up beside him silently and snatches his microphone. It is really a brave move, but Richard is used to big occasions. He tells the crowd calmly. Laura suffers from delusions, orders security to take her away. Just then Carly speaks up to stop them. Meanwhile, all guests agree. Annie is the guest of honor. Everything should follow her will. Though Richard is extremely unwilling, he has no way to stop it. He can only watch helplessly. Laura read Annie's speech in public.
On my death, my remaining business interests and capital will be liquefied. Everything to be put into the Lyngstad Foundation. Control of the Lyngstad Foundation shall then be transferred to an independent party. My husband, Richard Bulmer, will henceforth no longer be involved with the foundation.
Everything goes far beyond Richard's expectation. He loses his composure in panic, grabs a knife and takes Carly hostage, threatening to leave the scene.
Get out of the way! Get out of the way!
Laura tells the truth to everyone and chases after them. Richard flees to the speedboat with Carly, only to find the security chief aiming a gun at him. Before Richard can shout, the security chief shoots him in the arm. Richard loses control completely, choking Carly, trying to kill her. No one expects. Laura picks up a hammer on the ground, rushes forward and hits Richard hard, knocking him out completely. Soon the police arrive at the scene. The whole case finally comes to an end. Annie's last wish is fulfilled perfectly. All her wealth is donated to the Cancer Foundation. The two accomplices get their due punishment. Laura not only saves herself, but also writes a news report about the experience, uncovering a truth that was almost buried. On the surface, the film tells a closed-circle murder mystery, but its core is a realistic fable. The similarity between Carly and Annie is the key to the conspiracy. This setting not only serves plot twists, but also implies in the eyes of the powerful, ordinary people are replaceable symbols. The yacht itself is like a miniature social society. The wealthy can manipulate the truth at will, while the voice of the weak can be easily erased.